This is my custom designed electric bike company, a Model R. In this review, I'll give you a walk around, tell you about the cool custom colors. Then we'll get into some first-person riding footage. I'll talk about how the bike performs and feels on the road. Okay, 26, legs starting to spin faster now, certainly. But the gearing really isn't that bad. And finally, some third-person riding footage where I'll give you the pros and cons. But first, let's take a closer look. And not only did I design this bike, it was built here in the United States in California. All of Electric Bike Company bikes are hand painted there. We did a tour. You can check out that if you're interested. And that is one of the major selling points. You can get exactly what you want. Now, the brand is most known for their cruiser style e-bikes. This is the Model R. It stands for a rugged with the front suspension. So lots of different frame design options, especially if you're looking for a cruiser electric bike like this one with swept back handlebars. And I have one favor to ask of you. If you see this bike or any other electric bike company reviews that we've done and you thought, I want to build my own bike, do me one quick favor and use our link down in the description. It costs you nothing and is a free way for you to directly support the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Now, I went with this vintage racing metallic, but you can go crazy with the colors like my wife did. And I accented that color with black, which I think looks pretty nice. Let me know down in the comment section if you agree. Starting price on the Model R is $20.99 and it only goes up from there. What you see here in front of you is around $3,100. We'll talk about all of the optional things that I went with. The bike weighs in at 56 pounds. Has a 420-pound capacity, and according to Electric Bike Company, it can accommodate riders all the way down to 5 feet tall if you go with the 24-inch wheels, or if you go with the 26-inch wheels like I did. Height ranges start at 5'2". And of course, this is a cruiser-style electric bike, so upright riding position, I can still get full leg extension. And with the 26-inch wheels, the standover height is just 19 inches right here. Very easy to get your leg over. Next, let's get into all the components. For stopping power, we have Tektro hydraulic disc brakes paired with 180mm rotors. The front wheel attaches with a quick release, so very easy to remove the front wheel. The tires I decided to go with are Electric Bike Company branded 26 inches by 3 inches wide, street tread of course. There's also different fender options, but I went with the low profile ones. EBC branded with reflectors, and yes, full coverage in the rear as well. Unlike many of the other EBC models, we have suspension on this one, preload adjustment on the left, lockout on the right, and 80mm of travel. We wanted to show off some of the cool options you can get, so we went with the upgraded tech package here, and that includes 2 lights here. So you have a high beam or a low beam, and you can turn off the bottom one if you want. And we even have turn signals up here, which are pretty visible on the road. Don't see too many people doing turn signals on bikes like this. And we have 3 lights, 2 mounted here by the stays, and the rear one does go brighter when you have the lights turned on. And one of my favorite optional accessories are the front baskets that EBC offers, of course hand painted as well. You can even have a different color for the mesh lining compared to the outside. And what's great about these is they're super sturdy, they're bolted right to the frame. And I also think aesthetically, it just looks a lot better on a cruiser style e-bike. And they also sell some optional accessories that are made to go in this front basket. Moving to the handlebars, cable wrapping here, and then they all go in the head tube here. Internal cable wrapping going through the frame on both sides. And here is the cockpit. Huge swept back handlebars, plus an adjustable stem, so you can really dial this into your liking. I went with the black fake leather Electric Bike Company stamped grips, and they are locking. You can also get these in brown as well. These are Tektro Dorado hydraulic disc brake levers with motor cutoffs. I chose the right-hand twist grip throttle. You can go with a thumb throttle if you prefer. This is the high beam selection on the right, and then the turn signals on the left. And with the upgraded tech package, you also get this horn. So we have 3 buttons on the left power button in the center. This is their new upgraded tech package display, and yes, you do need to accept their terms when you turn on the bike. Tons of information here. Battery capacity in the top left. In the top middle, we have dots for the pedal assist level, all the way up to 5. We have ride time in the top right-hand corner. Pedal assist is turned off by default, so if you want to enable it, hold pedal assist down. And then we have power, wattage going to the motor. Hitting the power button will cycle through different settings: cadence, current, and speed. You also have speed right here. You even have the controller temperature, voltage, odometer, and trip. You can turn the lights on by holding pedal assist up, indicator right here. And we have advanced settings. You get into that by holding pedal assist up and down at the same time. Here we have a ton of different things. There's standby, currently set for 5 minutes, units, backlight, theme, UI mode. But perhaps more importantly, you can change the class of this electric bike. You do need to get a password from Electric Bike Company. And then you can reset your trip and odometer. And that's it for the display. On the frame, we have minimal branding right here, and of course, proudly designed and built here in the United States. Let's talk about the battery. On the Model R, it enters from the bottom of the frame here. Put the keys in, turn all the way to the left, and then there is a latch that you need to push. This is a 48 volt, 14 amp hour battery, but you can go crazy with the batteries, up to 30 amp hours of capacity with their dual battery option. That puts a battery in the basket. And if you want to protect your battery, might I recommend a battery bag. This is one we sell at our own shop at shop.ebikeescape.com. It's great for storage, or if you plan to travel with your electric bike. It is completely waterproof and flame resistant, also has a handle. There's a button here that tells you the capacity of the battery, and there's a charger port here if you want to charge it off the bike. Otherwise, the port is going to be on the right for charging it up. To put the battery back in, terminals first. Push it into place and make sure you lock it to the frame, and you can remove the keys. Of course, you get an included charger. You can also opt for their fast charger. It even comes with some fuses, and a nice bonus is it has a fan that helps keep the charger cool. Of course, you get a manual and some helpful information. Our bike came with this nice branded tool bag. We have an Allen set, wrenches, snips, screwdriver, tire pump, tire levers. We even have tire sealant, a T25, CO2, and tire patches. And also in your box, you'll see some additional stickers, and you can scan the QR code, which will help you change it from Class 1 to Class 3 if you'd like. There's a conversion code, which I imagine is likely the password. But probably the coolest accessory that you can get, and I do recommend it, is the built-in alarm. Check this out. Just like locking your car. Very loud. And if I move the bike around, it'll give me a warning. And it's extremely loud. Included are flat pedals with rubber grip, perfect for any cruiser style electric bike. There's a massive kickstand. It is center mounted, so be aware when you're moving around your electric bike. Electric Bike Company includes these branded saddles, and trust me, no need to upgrade. They are very comfortable, though you can add a suspension seat post if you'd like. And yes, the optional rear rack. And what's really cool is it's a MIC rack. You can see MIK. And what that means is it's compatible with MIC accessories. You could put a child seat back here if you want to. Electric Bike Company sells them. They do have a 27 kilogram max capacity on the rear rack. And this is a MIC bag that they offer. And so you can simply slide it on, and then it locks into place. And so what's great is any MIC accessory is going to be compatible with this rack. This one's nice because you have zippered pockets on both sides, kind of like pannier bags. This bag also expands upward for additional capacity. And of course, plenty of storage in the main pocket as well. This is your tool to be able to remove the MIC bag, and simply push in and you can remove it easily. In the rear is a 750 watt motor. And since these are cruiser electric bikes, you can go with the single speed like we did, but you can get gears in the rear if you'd prefer. The chainring is massive, 58 teeth in the front and 18 in the rear. I color match the chain guard to black to match the rest of the bike, but you can even go with wood like my wife did. And because these bikes are assembled in the US, electric bike company pays special attention to the kind of hardware they use. So they use stainless components throughout. Of course, these are beach cruisers, so they're meant to be ridden near the coast. So more rust resistant than other electric bikes on the market. That's all the way from the spoke nipples to all the mounting hardware and even the other bolts around the bike. So that's everything you need to know about the components. Let's get into some first-person riding footage. You'll have to pretend that I'm riding in California, maybe Florida, with some palm trees. I have been riding with my son with our child seat that we got with the bike though, and that's been fun. But let's show off what this bike can do. First, we'll just leave it in class 2 mode, and the throttle does coincide with the pedal assist level. So I have it in pedal assist level 5, and let's do throttle only. See what the peak output is. Here we go. Just shy of 1,000 watts according to the display, getting up to speed here. And as a class 2 electric bike, the top speed is going to be 20 miles per hour. There we go. That's of course while you're pedaling or using the throttle. Now I did mention that the throttle does coincide with the pedal assist. So let's go into pedal assist level 1, and you'll see we are going to get less power and actually no power until we go below 9 miles an hour, because this is also speed based. There we go, the motor kicked in. And so using around 150 or so watts and just holding us at 9 miles an hour, it will not take us past that. That's the way they have set up the bike. And so I just went into pedal assist level 2. Looks like it's going to hold us at 13 or so. But let's go through the pedal assist levels while pedaling. Remember, this is a single speed, and I did choose the cadence sensor, which means as long as I'm pedaling, I'm going to get power from the motor. How much? Depends on the pedal assist level, those 5 dots at the top. All right, pedal assist level 1, starting from a stop, and with the gearing, it takes a little bit. You have to put a decent amount of pressure to get the pedals going, which is why on a bike like this with single speed gearing, what I would do is just use the throttle to get started. It's nice and easy, and then you can start pedaling. And of course, they have to pick a gear ratio that is both optimized on the lower end and higher end, so you're not just spinning your legs going 20. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So pedal assist level 1, again, using just 20 watts or so and cruising at 9 miles an hour. And you can see my cadence. I'm putting pressure on my legs, just nice and easy, but it is a slow cadence given the single speed. All right, let's go into pedal assist level 2. All right, you can hear the motor more there, getting about 300 watts and creeping up in speed. And feels like the motor is turning off around 13, which makes sense. Let's go into pedal assist level 3. All right, 500 watts or so. Cruising at 14, 15. Again, just love the seat, love the handlebars, super comfortable ride. All right, looks like 16 miles an hour or 15. I saw the power cut out. All right, pedal assist level 4. All right, 17. Getting close to the 20 mile per hour top speed. Nice cadence, cruising at 18 miles an hour. We'll take this turn. All right, and pedal assist level 5, getting all the power from the motor. And it shouldn't be surprising that as long as my legs are spinning, I'm going to be able to cruise at 20. And still, this cadence feels really nice. Using around 400 watts, cruising at 20 miles per hour as a class 2 electric bike. All right, let's go in the advanced settings, change it to class 3 just for fun, even though this is a cruiser style e-bike. And so I'll go into the advanced settings here. Hold pedal assist up and down. Go into parameter, class. Got to type in the password. That's the one that was located underneath my alarms, written on the piece of paper. All right, enter. And we're going to change it from class 2 to class 3. There is an off-road mode as well. All right, let's see how we do. First, let's just see how pedal assist 1 feels. And remember, when you turn on the bike, you do have to turn on the pedal assist by holding the bottom button. So it looks like 10 miles an hour, so maybe it is slightly a different speed, although it is cutting off at 10 miles an hour. All right, let's go ahead and go into pedal assist level 5. 28 on a cruiser style e-bike. There we go, 24. Okay, 26. Legs starting to spin faster now, certainly. But the gearing really isn't that bad. 28 miles an hour. All right, if you really want to cruise on this cruiser style electric bike, you can go 28. And it has the motor power. And here's my legs. I could slow them down, but then I'm not providing much effort. So I think it was a good choice with the gear ratio that they went with the idea being that in pedal assist level 1, it's a little bit more difficult to get going. And of course, that's why you have the throttle. All right, testing out the suspension. It's the benefit of the Model R. All right, with that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I'll give you my concluding thoughts on the electric bike company Model R. As of recording, the Model R starts at $1699. However, if you want the front suspension fork, you'll need to budget an additional $200. Also, keep in mind that Electric Bike Company, or EBC, doesn't include shipping in their pricing. Unlike most brands, their bikes ship freight though, which ensures that your e-bike arrives in the same condition it left the assembly line. This also makes assembly easier and gives you confidence that your bike is ready to ride, as each one is fully assembled here in the United States. As an example though, shipping to my home state of Wisconsin is an additional $249. However, Electric Bike Company sometimes offers stock bikes at a lower price. I've also seen them offer free shipping, so be sure to check the link in the description for any current deals. Now, one of the main selling points of EBC is the attention to detail and the higher quality components used across their e-bikes. This really stands out when you can see one up close and can compare it to other brands. It's one of the reasons why their e-bike should be on your list if you're considering a cruiser style e-bike. They simply do a fantastic job. Of course, what's great about EBC is the ability to customize your bike to suit your specific needs. And it's not just about color, it's also about functionality. You can choose whether you want the front basket, maybe a rear rack, whether you want suspension, a torque sensor, different tire sizes, various fender options, battery sizes, 4 different handlebar choices, seat options, suspension seat posts, throttle type, an optional alarm system, fast chargers, the list goes on. Now, diving into the Model R, it's an ideal choice if you're on the taller side. If you are on the shorter side, you might want to look at the Model S, which my wife reviewed. While both are cruiser style e-bikes, they have different aesthetics, and EBC has really mastered this style, having been in the game since 2014, considered the early days of e-bikes. When it comes to components, even the base models are well equipped. You get hydraulic disc brakes, a motor that's powerful enough for most riders, a large LCD screen, a comfortable adjustable stem, and their signature swept-back handlebars that add to the overall comfort. Like all e-bikes though, there are a few considerations to keep in mind from my perspective. Personally, I'm not a fan of having to turn on pedal assist every time I turn on the bike. Also, while the speed-based pedal assist works for many riders, especially those looking just to cruise, it can impact how the bike feels to ride, so upgrading to the torque sensor might be at least worth considering. Lastly, since these e-bikes are made in the US and built with higher quality components, you are paying a bit of a premium, especially if you go all out with custom features and non-standard colors. If you do decide to purchase online, you can get a free alarm and save $100 by using our link in the description. Thanks for your support. If you're interested in other EBC options, check out our reviews of the Model S and Model J. Electric Bike Company truly offers something unique in the market, which is becoming more important than ever. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.